Hello, love. I am so excited to be practicing with you today. Today I've put together a video for you that is to help clear and charge the root chakra. That'll be the main focus. So we'll work on opening the bowl of the pelvis and the hips. We'll do some nice deep invigorating breath work, and then lots of nice stretchy things as well, because I love rest. We are going to use a strap, or also a scarf will work totally fine. A block or a large book, or even like a bolster or a couch cushion will work fine. And then I like to prop up my hips when I'm in seated meditation, which we end up in a lot in my classes. And a bolster or a folded blanket or a pillow will work just fine for you. And then you'll just want to make sure that you have some things to be very comfortable during our final rest, which will probably be at least 10 minutes. So go ahead and just make yourself comfortable, finding yourself in an upright position. And when I say comfortable, that means anything that feels easy. So you can sit cross-legged, you can kneel, you might even extend the legs out in front of you. Close the eyes and just start to settle into nice long and deep breaths. Become aware of the bowl of the pelvis and the hips, planting and rooting down into the earth. And you might actually visualize roots that flow from your seat deep into the center of the earth, spreading far and wide. Really anchoring you here. With your next inhaling breath, find the spine lengthening, the top of the head lifting up towards the sky, and just let the shoulders drop down and away from the ears, rolling them back slightly so the heart center is open, the collarbones wide. Relax the eyes, the cheekbones, and the jaw. Settling into the rhythm of your own breath. And just for now, imagining that you're just hollowing out. You're setting down any beliefs, any to-do lists, any incessant thoughts. No past, no future, just this present moment for now. When you inhale, let the belly fully expand. You're pressing the belly out. And when you exhale, pull the navel in and up towards the spine, emptying the breath completely. And we're going to breathe in this exaggerated way for the next minute, and actually throughout the duration of class as well. We're just seated here like this, watching the breath. Behind your closed eyes, gently directing your awareness at the point between the eyebrows. Allow awareness now to drop into the heart space. And ask the heart what it is that it desires, setting an intention for your practice today. We'll spend a little bit of time just visualizing yourself in this experience through the mind's eye, and you'll ask, what will this look like? What will it feel like? Or some qualities of this intention. Holding that vision at the mind's eye. Visualizing now the word victory right across the forehead. Letting all of that go, coming back to the body and back to the breath. Turn the palms of the hands face down on the knees. Feel your seat plug down into the earth, and we'll start with what's called Sufi Grind. So we're just going to inhale, circle forward, and then exhale, circle back. And you're going to continue to press the belly out when you inhale and draw the navel in when you exhale. Keep all the muscles in the face nice and relaxed. Moving extra slow through any places that feel a little bit sticky or crunchy today. This is really helping us to open up the bowl of the pelvis and the hips. And the bowl of the pelvis actually represents our purpose in life. So when it is congested or tight, that purpose can be a bit unclear. Like you can visualize the spine like a spoon, and it's just stirring up the contents in the bowl of the pelvis and the hips. Once you reach a center point, start to circle in the opposite direction. Inhaling forward and exhaling back, deep diaphragmatic breathing. And asking yourself as you roll forward if you're keeping the heart space nice and open. So often the head leads the way. Go ahead and circle your way back up to center, just finding a nice long spine. You can turn the palms of the hands face up towards the sky. Relax the belly totally and completely. And just notice what you notice, feel what you feel. So next thing we're gonna do here is we're just gonna do a little bit of a foot massage. Our feet are so overlooked, and we actually wanna keep the soles of the feet quite receptive and open because that is what allows us to absorb the frequency from the earth, which is very healing for us. So if you have a little bit of lotion, I forgot to mention that, go ahead and grab some, or you can just use your hands, and you're just gonna take either foot and then just start to massage the foot and just give some nice pressure. Make sure you get each one of the toes. Continue to breathe deeply as you're doing this. And then we're gonna take the hands and we're just gonna kind of smack the foot. Just waking up the energy in the feet. There's a ton of nerve endings here. And also lots of connections to our organs and our brains. Our brains. Well, I guess it is our brains. I've got our heart and our head. And then go ahead and take one hand, and you're gonna weave your fingers in between your toes. And this is kind of strange. Not everybody loves this. But just do your best to kind of gently separate the toes away from each other. And you can kind of massage. You can use your other hand to continue to massage. This is really great for balance. And again, like I said, very stimulating for different organs and for the different brains. And just holding an intention and an awareness that you're waking up all these little chakras in the feet. And then just go ahead and circle the ankle. And then go in the opposite direction. And release. And then just go ahead and pause for a moment. You can extend both of the legs out in front of you. And just notice the difference between the left and the right foot. Of course, we'll balance to the other side. Go ahead and grab your oil again, or whatever it is that you have. Lotion's fine. And then we're just gonna massage that other foot, really getting in there. Get each one of the toes, and make sure you're continuing to take nice, deep belly breaths. Any place that it feels a little bit tender, that's usually a sign that you need to work that a little bit. So be gentle with yourself, but get in there. And then we're gonna go ahead and same thing as we did on the other side, smacking the feet. And then go ahead and take the fingers, weave them between the toes. Doing your best, be gentle. This can be very, very tense if you've never done it before. And then go ahead and roll the ankle. And then working in the opposite direction. And go ahead and extend. We'll go ahead and just pause for a moment. Notice the breath. And then what we're going to do next is an invigorating breath exercise. This is something that is quite common in kundalini yoga and also many other styles of yoga. Also, it's just usually not every single practice. Breath of fire helps to first awaken the gut brain. It helps to stimulate the digestive system. It's incredibly energizing. Also helps to charge the solar plexus chakra, our willpower and our determination. And also there's 72,000 nerve endings right here that send energy coursing throughout our entire body. So very uplifting in that way as well. So we'll go ahead and just cover that in a seated meditation pose. We do it in all different kinds of shapes. But for this, we'll just sit here like this and go ahead and close your eyes. Drawing all of your attention inside of yourself. And then just go ahead and place both of the hands to the navel. We'll take a medium inhalation. And when you exhale, you're going to snap the navel back towards the spine, and your inhalation will come naturally. So it will look like this. So you can really just work nice and slow at first. Another good way to start is with the hands on the belly and doing what's called puppy's breath, and that's with the mouth open, and you can do it that way until you start to get the rhythm, and then closing the mouth, and that'll look like this. So the inhalation and the exhalation are going to be about the same length. You're not going to have to worry about the inhalation. That will come naturally. We're going to go ahead and do this for about a minute. Just do your best. If you start to get a little bit dizzy, that's normal. In this breathing exercise, just pause and take a couple nice long deep breaths until you feel like you're ready to come back in. And we'll go ahead and just take the hands on the lap. We'll bring the pointer and the thumb to connect into Gyan Mudra. Bring your gaze to the point between the eyebrows, finding a nice long spine. We'll take a medium inhalation together and begin. You might keep just a gentle lift in the pelvic floor if that's accessible to you today. If not, just let it go. And breathing in this way is also deeply cleansing to the emotional pathways. You have about 20 seconds to go, so maybe pick up the pace just a little bit if you can. Take a nice long inhaling breath. Take a nice long inhaling breath. Hold the breath up top, lift the pelvic floor, press the belly out, gazing at the third eye point. Visualize your energy spiraling up the spine from the base all the way towards the center of the brain. Exhale, empty and release. Bring all the breath out. Feel the shoulders drop even further from the ears. Relax the gut totally and completely, even deep inside of the core, any little knots of fear untangling. And for this next one, you can go ahead and come off of any prop that you might be sitting on at the moment. And we're going to extend your right leg out to the side. Draw the left leg in a little bit. It can be as close or as far away as it feels comfortable for you. And then you want to be active through this extended leg. So you're opening up the meridian lines that run through the leg, reaching gently through the heel. You might even give your toes a little wiggle, separating them apart. And then release the fingertips down towards the earth, finding a nice long spine. We're going to inhale, sweep the arms big up overhead, and then make little butterfly hands with your thumbs, bringing the shoulders away from the ears. Direct your heart towards your toes, and then nice long inhaling breath. Stretch up, reach up, really stretching into your body, and then exhale, forward fold, drawing the navel in towards the spine, and you'll bend at your knee as much as you need to. If you're feeling this too much behind the knee, that means that you do need to. And then you'll inhale, continue to lift up, and exhale, sink in. And we're going to do this for about a minute on each side. This is really nourishing for the kidneys, for the adrenals. Also good opening for the pelvic bowl. And keeping all the muscles in the face as relaxed as you can. Really stretching fully into the body with deep diaphragmatic breaths. Next, inhaling breath, stretch up, reach up, lift through the heart, hold the breath up top, lift the pelvic floor, visualizing energy spiraling up the spine. Exhale, release. Come into a comfortable seat. And just pause for a moment, allowing that energy to settle. Again, relax the belly completely, so much holding there. Go ahead and balance to the other side. Extend the left leg out to the side, draw the right leg in. Adjust yourself so you're comfortable, and you want to feel just the lower body connect down into the earth. The spine grows a little bit longer. Fingertips release down. And we'll inhale, stretch up, make those little butterfly hands, and then direct your heart towards your toes. Nice long inhaling breath, stretch up, reach up, stretch fully into the body, and then exhale, forward fold. Inhale again, coming to rise. Exhale, forward fold. And just working at your very own pace. Where are the openings and the different sensations you're experiencing in your body? Keeping the jaw relaxed. Nice long inhaling breath, stretch up, reach up, lift through the heart, hold the breath up top, visualizing energy rising up the spine. Exhale, empty, fingertips float to the earth. Find yourself in a comfortable seat. Close the eyes and just pause and feel. Allowing for a redistribution of your life force. Clearing blockages and stagnations. This next one, we're going to do some vigorous twisting. This really helps to open up the spine, clearing any subluxations that may rest along the length of the spine. A subluxation is anything that blocks your light from flowing upwards. So just any comfortable seat, we're going to have the arms raised in a cactus shape, and you want to extend out through the elbows. The fingers are spread nice and wide, and then you're just going to close your eyes and direct your gaze at the point between the eyebrows after you're done watching me for just a second. And then we're going to inhale, twist left, and exhale, twist right with powerful breathing that sounds like this. So go ahead and get started. When you're inhaling, you're pressing the belly out. When you're exhaling, you're drawing the navel in. And what that does, it works like hydraulics to pump energy up the spine. You can keep your gaze at the third eye point. You might state to yourself, Sat as you inhale, Nam as you exhale. And just aware of the way you're experiencing this twist from the base of the spine all the way up to the top. Reaching through the tips of the fingers, the whole body active. "15 seconds, almost there. Maybe pick up the pace just a little. Next, inhaling breath, come to center. Hold the breath up top. Lift the pelvic floor, press the belly out. Visualize energy spiraling up the spine. Exhale, empty, hands release to the lap. Let the shoulders drop totally and completely away from the ears. The fingers just curl up. Feeling sensation dance in the palms of the hands. This next one, we're gonna go ahead and come into a lunge. So go ahead and come to hands and knees first. And then from here, we're gonna go ahead and step the right foot forward between the hands. And then take your hands just to the outside. You want the fingers spread nice and wide. We're gonna be pressing somewhat firmly into the pads of the fingers. That stimulates different areas of the brain. And then lift that left leg if that's accessible to you. From here, we're gonna draw the right hip back and the left hip forward so the hips are somewhat square, and then feel the crown of the head extend towards the wall in front of you as the chin draws towards the chest. You wanna keep the back of the neck nice and long, and then roll the shoulders back the best you can. We're just gonna do long and deep breathing here for 1 full minute. And be aware of the pressure and the tension and the stress that you're experiencing here, just breathing into that. And you'll get a really great release as soon as we let this go. The belly expands fully as you inhale, and pulling the navel towards the spine as you exhale. relax the forehead and all those little muscles that surround the eyes. Feel the feet pressing down into the mat. Nice long inhaling breath. Hold the breath a moment. Lift the pelvic floor. Press the belly out. Hug towards the center line of the body. And then as you exhale, release the left knee down. Draw the right leg back. Just let the belly drop down towards the earth. Roll the shoulders back. And pause, softening everything. Allowing a redistribution of your life force. And then we'll go ahead and balance to the other side. We're going to go ahead and step the left foot forward now. Create your foundation. Feel or lifting that back leg. Press the fingertips down into the earth. You might even grab blocks here. And then take the left hip back and the right hip forward. Squeeze the inner thighs together gently. Draw the chin in towards the chest and then extend out through the crown of the head so the body is nice and long. Full, deep, diaphragmatic breaths. Imagine the breath is filling these points of tension, pressure, and stress. Notice where the mind's at, bringing it back to the breath. Almost there. Nice long inhaling breath. Hold the breath up top. Lift the pelvic floor. Hug towards the center line of the body. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Exhale, back knee drops down. Left leg draws back. Push yourself back into child's pose. You might take the knees a little bit wider. Let your forehead come down to make contact with something, whether that be stacked hands. You could use a block or fists. And then just complete surrender. Ask your body where you can start to soften and release a little bit more in this shape. The sacrum at the very bottom of the spine, broadening with each inhaling breath. And if there's any other areas that are a little vulnerable along the length of the spine, just let your awareness drop into that point. And as you inhale, feel the breath expand from that place. Softening with each exhalation. And just slowly coming to rise. And we'll come into cat-cow. So wrists right under the shoulders, knees right underneath the hips. We're going to curl the toes under back behind us so we get a nice stretch through the feet. You want your fingers really spread nice and wide. Take a nice big inhaling breath to fill yourself. And as you exhale, round the spine, tuck the tailbone, chin to chest. Inhale, drop the belly down towards the earth. Roll the shoulders back, open through the heart, looking up any amount, and then just continue at your own pace. And really become aware of the vertebrae separating away from each other along the length of the spine. You can imagine or visualize an iridescent plasma-like material that flows between each one of the vertebrae. holding the breath a moment or two at the top and the bottom, if that feels right for you. And coming back to a neutral spine. Press up and back, downward facing dog. You can bend at the knees always as much as you need to, actively pressing down through the palms of the hands and lifting up through the sitting bones. And from here, you can kind of alternate bending at the knees, shifting the hips a little bit side to side, or just stay completely still, whatever feels best for you. Doesn't matter as long as we're taking long and deep breaths. The skin on the face so relaxed, it just droops down towards your mat. And then we're gonna step your left foot towards the center of your mat. Inhale, extend the right leg up towards the sky. Bend at that knee and then stack the hips the best you can. And you can stay totally still, just breathing into the opening you're experiencing here. Or you might want to take some little circles with the hip, really opening that up. Relax the jaw. Move that leg in the opposite direction if you're circling. And then just go ahead and release down. Right place takes the place of left, and we'll inhale, extend the left leg up towards the sky, bend the knees, stack the hips. Breathe into this a moment and just see that you're distributing the weight evenly through both of the palms of the hands. Relax the jaw and relax the toes. And then some little circles if that feels right. Nice long inhaling breath. Exhale, go ahead and release. Go ahead and drop to the knees. And push yourself back, child's pose. Taking just a moment again. How deeply can you relax into this shape in this moment? And then coming up again, downward facing dog. Lift the sitting bones high up towards the sky. Nice long inhaling breath. And as you exhale, walk the hands in towards the feet. And you'll bend at the knees as deeply as you need to. Grab opposite elbows and just let the upper body hang really heavy over the legs. And shake the head yes, shake the head no. You might sway gently side to side. With each exhalation, imagine the vertebrae separating a little bit further from one another. And the crown of the head getting just a little bit closer to the floor. Keep breath flowing nice and deep. And go ahead and bend at the knees. Slowly roll up the spine, letting the arms hang really heavy. You might even give them a little shake. And just letting the head be the very last thing to arrive. You'll find yourself in standing mountain. Feel all four corners of the feet root down into the earth. You might lift your toes up off of the mat, spread them apart nice and wide, and then plant them back down. And at the same time, you feel that pressing into the soles of the feet. Feel the crown of the head stretching up towards the sky, connecting heaven and earth. Connect to the breath. And then from here, we're going to go ahead and open the legs nice and wide. And we're going to turn the right toes out and the left toes in just slightly, and then bend deeply at that front knee. So you're in what's called Warrior Two. You'll make sure the heel is lined up with the center of the back foot, and the knee is just right over your ankle, and then you're gonna squeeze the inner thighs together so you have a nice solid base here. And then from here, we're gonna go ahead and just extend the arms along the side of the body, kind of wiggle the shoulders down away from the ears, and reach out from fingertip to fingertip, connecting to the breath. And this is a pose of courage and strength. So if there's a time you felt really powerful, really courageous, you might again visualize yourself in that experience, really drawing that energy into you. And then we're going to inhale, sweep the back arm forward so the palms of the hands connect. And then exhale, just swipe across the heart, opening all the way back up. And then inhale, stretch it forward. Exhale, swipe across the heart. You can use this as a metaphor if you'd like to just start letting go of anything heavy that's resting on the heart. Working in your own timing. This next one be the last. Open up, warrior two. We'll go ahead and release the arms, point the toes forward. And you can turn toes directly forward or in just slightly, and we're gonna take the hands to the hips. Nice long inhale, breath, lengthen the spine. And then exhale, start to fold forward from the hips. And you're gonna plant your hands down to the earth. Take a moment here to get as long as you can from the tailbone out through the crown of the head. So imagine stretching the crown of the head out in front of you. The spine grows longer. And then from here, you can walk the hands in between the feet. Bend at the knees as deeply as you need to, allowing the upper body to dangle. And you can shake the head yes, shake the head no. This is an opportunity to dump out any stress or tension through the upper body. And go ahead and bend at the knees and start to slowly come back up. And we'll balance to the other side. So we're going to take the left toes out, turn the right toes in slightly, bend deeply into that warrior two. You want the knee stacked right above the ankle, and then squeeze the inner thighs together so you have a nice solid and strong base. And working the thighs like this helps us to build strong blood as well, which is great for the immune system. So we're going to go ahead and extend the arms along the side of the body. Wiggle the shoulders away from the ears. Let the wingspan be as long as it can be. Connect to breath and to your warrior spirit. And then with your next inhaling breath, we'll draw the back arm forward. Feel the palms of the hands come to connect. And then exhale, swipe across the heart, clearing anything stagnant there, anything that is not beneficial to you at this time. One more. Nice big inhaling breath in your warrior two. Exhale, go ahead and release. You can point the toes forward, heel toe the feet in together, and just stand in standing mountain for a moment. The shoulders drop. Notice what's occurring inside of you. We're going to come into standing Shiva. So if balance is a little bit tender, this is nice to come next to a wall. And even just knowing that there's a wall right next to you can be really helpful. Or even putting a hand on the wall totally works too. So standing Shiva is similar to tree, except for we don't put the foot to the inside of the leg. It just kind of comes over like this. You want to make sure though that the hips are as square as they can be. So just kind of feel and make sure one hip isn't jutted up like this. They're square. And then we're gonna bring the arms up into prayer like this and press the palms of the hands together somewhat firmly so that elbows open out to the sides. Connect to the breath. Feeling the sole of the foot press into the earth, crown of the head lifting up towards the sky. This helps to reset the sacrum and the bowl of the pelvis. Incorrect ways of moving or holding ourselves, or maybe not incorrect, but unbalanced. Next, exhaling breath, go ahead and slowly release. And then we'll just switch sides. Plant that other foot down. I really like to make sure my toes are spread apart nice and wide. And then standing Shiva out of the side. Pressing the palm of the hand together. Press into your foot and feel the spine lengthen. Crown of the head lifting towards the sky. Almost there. Again, assure you that when you're starting to get bored is when balance is starting to come into place. Nice long inhaling breath. Exhale, go ahead and release. Beautiful. So we're just going to paint everything we've just done into the aura. I love this one. It's a moving meditation just to help clear the auric field. Feet are hip distance apart. Make sure they're nice and firmly planted and you feel that rooting. I like to imagine I'm actually standing on the earth. You'll inhale, sweep the arms up and back. Imagine you're reaching into your infinite potential. And then as you exhale, forward fold, bend at the knees as deeply as you need. And you're combing through the aura. You might imagine you're painting color into the auric field. If something comes to mind, always trust that. And just work at your own pace. We're going to do this for a couple of minutes. And knowing that you're clearing non-beneficial energies from your energy field as you do this. Really stretching into the body. Full body activation. Just a little ways to go. Nice long inhaling breath. Exhale, float fingertips down along the side of the body. Pause and feel. Allow the energy to circulate. And we'll go ahead and come down onto our backs. This is where you'll want to have your block and a strap. Once on your back, just draw the knees in towards the chest. I'm gonna make sure you can see me here. Okay, good. And my light went off here. There must be a timer. Okay. Okay, so once you're on your back, just draw the knees in towards the chest. You can take the hands to the knees and make some little circles on the low spine, or you might pump the knees in towards the chest, whatever feels sweet to you. And then release your feet to the mat. And we'll inhale, extend the left leg up towards the sky. Reach through that left heel. And as you exhale, take the ankle just beneath the right knee into figure four stretch. And you're gonna keep a nice flex in this left foot to protect the knee. You might stay here like this, just using a left hand to press open on the thigh. If your body is needing a little bit more, you're going to draw this right thigh closer to yourself and clasp your hands around the back side. So whatever shape serves you best, go ahead and come into that. You want to feel your low back in full contact with the earth and feel the connection there, broadening across your mat. How completely can you relax your shoulders in this moment? And then maybe picking up the head and drawing the chin in a little bit closer to the chest so the back of the neck is long. And give all of your attention to that left hip. When you inhale, imagine the breath is coming in and breaking up any stagnation, any tension, any tightness. And exhale, soften. Deepen when you find more space and back off where you need to. Nice long inhaling breath. And exhale, slowly release. And go ahead and take your left foot to the floor. And we'll balance to the other side. Inhale, extend the right leg up towards the sky, reach through the heel. And then take right ankle beneath the left knee into figure 4 stretch. And the same thing on this side. You can either use a hand or draw the left thigh closer to yourself. Really settling in, the low back sinks down, the shoulders drop completely. Relax all those little intricate muscles surrounding the eyes. And watch the lower jaw fall away from the upper jaw. Breath flowing freely through that right hip. Nice long inhaling breath to deepen, and exhale, go ahead and release. Pull the knees in towards the chest. Open the arms nice and wide, and then just drop the knees over to the right into a simple twist. You can make any little adjustments that you need to really make this your own. Your head can stay neutral, or it can be turned to either side, or you might let it float gently back and forth. So allow the body to untangle, unravel. Nice, long inhaling breath. And as you exhale, slowly come to center. You'll pull the knees in towards the chest again a moment. And then just go ahead and drop into the other side. And always make any little wiggles or adjustments that you need to make this your own. The weight of the arms sinking down. Watching the belly fill and empty of your breath. Next, inhaling breath, go ahead and slowly come to center. And reposition the hips. And then we're going to go ahead and grab either a bolster or a block. I like a block because of the firmness. Adds a bit more pressure, but we're going to take the block underneath the sacrum. And you'll know if this is in the wrong place when you come into this. and you'll be able to adjust it. So first, making sure after you have your block in place that the upper body is nice and long on your mat. Draw the chin in a little bit closer to the chest. And as you're ready, you can take the legs up towards the sky and adjust your block from there. You can reach gently through the heels and then just choose a position for the arms. You can have the arms open. You might have one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly, arms up in a cactus or diamond shape up overhead, whatever serves you best. And just feel the low back and the sacrum really broadening across that block. Notice where you're still holding or gripping, letting all of that go. Keep your gaze directed at the point between the eyebrows. Tune into the reverse flow of energy through the legs. The mind wanders, just notice that it has. Bring it back, no worries. Go ahead and start to roll out the ankles. And then roll in the opposite direction. And hugging the right knee in towards the chest, release the left leg long. Nice big inhaling breath. And exhale, go ahead and switch sides. Right leg extends long, hug the left knee in. Nice long inhaling breath. Exhale, release, placing your feet to your mat. You can lift up your hips and set the block to the side. Go ahead and take any positions that will allow this practice to feel complete for you, or you can just settle into your final rest. If you want to cover yourself with a blanket, it's definitely worth taking the time to make sure you're warm and cozy here. Ask yourself if there's any little movements that you can make to become just a little bit more comfortable. And become aware of the bones in the arms, the bones in the legs, growing dense and heavy. Starting to sink down towards the back of the body. Feel the left side of the forehead and the right, separating away from each other. Notice air touching the tip of your nose. Feel the difference in the temperature of your breath as it flows in and then out of your nostrils. Feel the top lip and the bottom. Both lips in contact with one another. Feel just the inside of the mouth. The inside of the mouth alive with sensation. Tongue dropping off the roof of the mouth and staying completely still. Feel the beating of your heart. The gentle rise and fall of your belly as you breathe, without any effort from you at all. The tips of the fingers, palms of the hands alive with sensation. The bones in the hands gently separating away from one another. The tips of the toes, the soles of the feet, softening and opening. For the next couple of minutes, just riding the wave of your own breath. Starting to again deepen the breath. As you inhale, the belly fully expands. And as you exhale, softening the navel towards the spine. And feel your life course coursing into every nook and cranny of your body. The tips of the fingers and the tips of the toes. And start to wiggle the fingers and the toes. Circle the ankles and the wrists. And then rolling over to one side and just slowly making your way to a comfortable seat. Once you find yourself seated, again, just closing the eyes and feel your seat plug down into the earth. At the same time, you feel the crown of the head lift up towards the sky. Coming back to your intention, again, visualizing yourself in that experience. Release the fingertips down towards the earth. Feel the connection there. And inhale, circle the arms big up overhead, the palms meet up top. And as you exhale, draw your hands to your heart space, plugging the thumbs right into the center of the chest.